Everybody. It's Saturday, July the 6th. I have had a rough couple of days. Please excuse my messy, dirty hair. I had planned to have a shower before making this video, but I just don't have the energy right now to get up and do that. So, I'm probably going to have a nap in a minute, actually. Where do I start? Okay, so Thursday afternoon, just before leaving work, actually let's backtrack a little bit more here. Thursday morning, I had my follow-up with the ENT about my ears, and this time they were looking at my jaw, and they said that they think my ear pain is related to my jaw. They found some tenderness in here when they were pushing on it, and they think it could be some arthritis happening in my jaw that's causing my ear pain. So they're referring me to, I can't remember the name of the specialist, something to do with oral, facial something, whatever, I don't know, but someone that's going to look at my jaw and see what we can come up with as treatment so that this ear pain can stop. So that was good. So because that was in the morning, I didn't get to work until about 11, I guess it was. And so I had to work my 4 hours starting from there. But Jeremy's mom had company coming over at 2, so I was able to leave at 2. And then I'm going to make up that extra hour another time. Anyways, where was I going with this? Oh, yeah. So anyways, so as I was, just before I left work, I think it was about 1:45 that I started to feel a tightness in my chest, which I've had before, usually connected to the shortness of breath for the asthma. But my asthma's been pretty good. I really haven't had to use my puffer very much at all. In fact, it's probably been a month or two since I've used my puffer. I started to feel this tightness in my chest, and I didn't really think much of it because I've had it before, and it usually goes away, after a few minutes or so. And I knew I had my puffer on me in case I did need it. So anyways, I left work, and after work, I went to Michael's. To get some E6000 glue that I needed for dolls, making my dolls and stuff. Anyways, by the time I got to Michael's, I was noticing that I was getting some sharp pains in my chest, right in the middle of my chest. And breathing in made them worse, especially if I took a deep breath. And it's just, I've had that before, but it usually lasts just like a couple minutes and goes away. And so again, I didn't really think anything of it. But as I was shopping, it started to get worse, where when I would breathe in, the pain would start in the middle and go upward toward my neck area, like towards the throat. And I thought that was a little odd. So anyways, by the time I finished shopping and had gone through the checkout, it was very persistent. It was getting worse. And at one point, I went to bend down to put my bags down because I was going to call Alex. And when I bent down, the pain shot from the middle of my chest up to here, and then up into my forehead. And that kind of freaked me out a little bit. I was like, okay, this is new. I've never had this before. And it was really, really bad, really painful. So I called Alex, and he just said, take a taxi home. So I called a taxi. I took the taxi home. And I got home. I tried to lay down, but laying down made it a lot worse. Basically, the only way I could get some, I can't think. The only way I could get like some relief was if I was sitting straight up and not moving. Any kind of movement, bending over, laying down, the pain would get really bad. So that freaked me out a little bit. I started thinking about pulmonary embolisms because blood clots and things like that are quite common with lupus, and so I was quite worried about that. And it just was constant. There was never a time where it went away. It only just lessened when I was sitting up. So that concerned me a lot. So Alex got home and I said, okay, like, I'm really hungry. So I told him to make dinner. We had a quick dinner. And then we just went to the ER. Because, like, I was hesitating on going to the ER. I always do because I hate it. I hate going to the ER. It's always such a long wait. And also, you know, I just never know how late we're going to be there or what's going to happen. And I knew I had work the next day and I didn't want to miss work. And just all these scenarios were going through my head. But I knew that this was something new I've never experienced, and it was constant. And by this time, like by the time Alex came home, it had already been going on for almost 2 hours. And I thought, like, that's a long time. And so we just went to the ER. We got to the ER at about 6:45. And thankfully, like, the ER didn't look too busy. There wasn't too many people waiting. So I just sat down. They called me up to the triage pretty much right away. And, you know, went over everything, why I was there, blah, blah, blah. Then I had to go and wait for registration to call me registered. And thankfully registration said, you know, they put me at a level 2. So I would probably be seen pretty quick. So I don't know how long we waited in total before they actually brought me in. I don't think it was too long, maybe a half hour or something. So they took me in and did an ECG or an EKG, whatever you call it. They did that. They saw my irregular heartbeat. Not uncommon. I mean, it's always there. And then they took me in right away, like to the area, like the area where the little rooms are. And there was just a little waiting area. So we were just sitting there waiting. I had wanted to make some videos of the process, but my cell phone didn't have much battery. And I was wanting to, like, I was going on Dolphin occasionally, like, to pass the time and just basically keeping friends and family informed of what was going on. And then, you know, I just wanted to make sure I had a phone to use if need be. So I couldn't really do much with my phone because the battery was pretty low. So we were just waiting. And they took me for a chest x-ray. And then I came back from that. I'm trying to remember everything. It's hard. And then they took me, into a room, did an examination, went over everything again. I had to keep going over everything, like when did my symptoms start? What were they? Where are they? Every single doctor asked me all the same questions. It was really frustrating. But I guess they just have to do that to make sure that they have everything correct. They, I think initially, what did they do? Oh, initially, they gave me an extra dose of naproxen as well as, what do you call it? Malex? It's like this liquid antacid. It's like chalky, minty. Ugh, it was really gross. This because I guess they were suspecting at first acid reflux or some kind of inflammation, and I guess they just wanted to cover both bases with that. And so they just kind of gave it time to kick in and see if it worked, which it didn't. It didn't help at all. So then they gave me, they also had took some blood before sending me for the x-ray. So they were waiting on those results as well. So while waiting, they then decided to give me a Percocet for the pain and see if that helped, and it didn't touch it at all. And by this time, my joints in my elbows, wrists, and fingers were really bothering me, and my right knee was swollen. And I kind of put this to like probably a bit of lupus, but also just the fact that I was sitting for a long time and not really moving a lot. So my joints tend to get sore and stiff when I'm doing that. So then we were just basically waiting in that little waiting area again. By this time, I don't know what time it was. It was probably like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night or something like that. So by this time I'm thinking, I don't think I'm going to work tomorrow because even if I do get to go home, it's probably going to be so late, I'll be exhausted. So I texted Jeremy's mom because I didn't know if she'd be sleeping. I didn't want to wake her. Just let her know what was going on, and I said I really don't know if I'll be able to make it in tomorrow. And she's understanding. She was great. She said, don't worry, just get better, and then just let me know, like, if you're coming or not. So, yeah, so then, they brought me back into an examination room again. I forget what time it was that they did this. It was probably around midnight, I'm thinking. And they did a quick bedside ultrasound of my heart. And because at this point they were starting to suspect pericarditis. Carditis. Anyways, and so they were doing an ultrasound of my heart, and they thought that they saw some fluid. But they wanted to get a full echocardiogram done to make certain of that. So from that point, I was in that room on a stretcher for most of the night because they were waiting for an echocardiogram, a bedside echocardiogram to be done. And so in the meantime, while I was waiting, they wanted to make me comfortable. So I think that was when they decided to hook me up to an IV. So thankfully they were able to get the IV in my hand this time. Because the last time I was in the hospital, they did an IV in the crook of my elbow, which I hate. Because then you feel like you can't move your arm. So thankfully they got it in my hand. I have like, I don't know if you can see it. I have a bit of a bruise from it because my veins are so hard to find. Anyways, so they got the IV in and they gave me some gravel in it first, just because they said that sometimes, because what they were going to be giving me was some morphine, and they said, morphine can sometimes make you feel nauseous. So they gave me gravel first, and then they gave me the, yeah, I can't, it was so hard for me to remember everything. And then they gave me the morphine, and I've never had morphine before, but let me tell you, that was an experience. So I was like sitting up. They had my bed in a semi-elevated position just so that I could kind of lay down a bit, but I wasn't laying flat because if I laid flat, the pain was horrible. So at this point I wasn't leaning back on the bed. I was sitting upright, and the doctor was just kind of like, or nurse or whoever it was, I think it was the nurse, was just like going over stuff with me. And Alex was there, and I didn't know when they had injected the morphine because they didn't tell me they were going to, but all of a sudden I felt this weird sensation go through my body. It was the weirdest thing. Like my head, it started in my head, like a dizzy, groggy feeling, went down to my neck, and from my neck throughout my body, it was like I got a neck ache all of a sudden, and then I got like body aches like all throughout my body, and I just immediately had to lay back because I was like, what is going on? Um, so then I realized they had given me the morphine, and so my neck was still bothering me. So they apparently at the hospital no longer have a budget for pillows in the ER, which sucked. So all they could do was pile up a bunch of blankets for a pillow. So Alex got me some of those and put those under my head, and got me some blankets because I was cold. I started to get the chills. Not after the morphine, but like before, I was starting to get the chills because I think I was tired and stressed, nervous, and it was a little cool with the air conditioning, and I had the chills. So he got me blankets, and then the ache started to go away, and the first thing I noticed was that my joints were no longer hurting, so that was great. But the pain in my chest wasn't really going away. It was maybe slightly better, but not a lot. And then I just felt really, really dozy, groggy. I just wanted to go to sleep. I was having a really hard time keeping my eyes open. And then I just started to cry. I don't know why. I think I was just like so tired, but I felt like I couldn't sleep because I think the doctor was going to come back and talk to me, and I was just like, I want to sleep. And then I'm like, like I don't know. I don't even remember what I was saying because I was so out of it. So I started to cry, and then Alex was just like trying to calm me down because he wanted to go home for a bit, and also he needed to get some stuff for me. I did take my hospital bag that I made up after my last hospital stay. I think I have a video of that. But what's interesting is that that was like 3 years ago, that hospital stay. So I made that bag like 3 years ago. And at that time, I was in like size medium for underwear. And I'm no longer in size medium. So, yeah. So I didn't realize this because I didn't think I was going to have to change my underwear or anything like that. But, so I did get, I had my nightshirt in there. It was a Care Bear nightshirt. And that still fit me. But I guess because it had been in the bag for so long, and the bag was black, a lot of the dye from the bag got on my nightshirt. So my nightshirt looked like a rag. Like it had black spots on it, it had a rip in it. Horrible. I felt like so horrible. Um, so then, anyways, I calmed down. I just decided to try sleeping. But then the doctor did come in and go over some more stuff again before Alex left. This was, I think, around 2 in the morning. They were just saying that they were going to come back with the echocardiogram. And when, they would always say they're going to come back with whatever, but it would be like hours later. But, here I am, I'm out of it, I'm all drugged up. I thought it meant like soon. So I was trying to stay awake, but I wanted to go to sleep, and I was not happy. So anyways, Alex did go home. He got home around 3, he said, and he just slept. He didn't get too much sleep. I think he only slept about 3 or 4 hours, because I texted him at like, I don't know, 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, because there was some stuff that I needed. But anyway, so the Sunnybrook is a teaching hospital, so there's a lot of students and stuff. So I felt like I was on an episode of Grey's Anatomy. I've been watching a lot of Grey's Anatomy lately. But anyways, so a student, I think there was like a resident or student or something came in to do my echo. And it took a long time to do this echo, and I'm like out of it. I think by then they had given me a second dose of morphine. And I was just, whew, like, so, he's just doing the echo. I'm just like, I don't care, whatever. And after all of that, then he said that he hit save, but for some reason he wasn't able to pull up the results. So he was concerned that for some reason it didn't save. But he's like, we'll see. And he's like, I'm so sorry. He's like, we might have to do the echo again. But thankfully they didn't. I guess it's saved and everything. So then after that, they moved me into the room next door, which is a little bit of a bigger room. And so I was there the remainder of the time. So anyways, I'm trying to remember everything. Okay, so I guess it was like about 6 a.m., 6:30 a.m. I asked for something to eat because I was really hungry. But I was still kind of like half asleep. I was like doped up and whatnot. So they brought me Jell-O, a sandwich that looked really unappetizing, and milk. So they didn't have spoons for the Jell-O, so they gave me a tongue depressor. How you eat Jell-O with a tongue depressor was beyond me, but I managed to take a few bites. And all of a sudden, just sitting up, because I hadn't sat like totally upright for a while. I had been kind of like in a propped position. All of a sudden, I just got a really bad wave of nausea going through me. And next thing you know, I was feeling like I was going to throw up. So I got up. Thankfully, there was like a garbage can right there in my room, and I just ran to it. And I guess I didn't realize, because I had been so like out of it and sleeping and dopey and whatever, that I also like kind of had to go to the washroom. So as I'm throwing up, I'm trying to hold in my pee, but a little bit was starting to come out. So I kind of peed my pants a little bit. So this is where I had to change my underwear, and then this is where I realized that I had no underwear that would fit me. I'm in extra large now, and this was medium. I tried to squeeze into it, but there was no way it was going to happen. So here I was. So as soon as I started heaving, the guy, thankfully, like the nurse's station was like literally right outside my room, and he saw me. He's like, I'm going to get you Gravol. So he got me some Gravol, and that seemed to help a little bit. Thankfully, actually, at that point, I didn't actually throw up. It was just more of like a dry heave thing. And So then I went to the washroom, obviously. Um, so then there I was. I'm like in a nightshirt with no underwear. It was just awful. So I realized I gotta update my bag there. Um, but for the most part, my bag was pretty good. So I just asked Alex, like at that point, I texted him and said, like, I need a new pair of underwear. I need a new pair of pajamas because these pajamas were horrible. And I needed Leo, the lion, because I thought I was going to end up being admitted because there was talk of that. So, so yeah, I just laid down at that point and I slept some more. And then a couple, I think it was like around 7 or so, one of the doctors from internal medicine came, and she was telling me that it was pretty much confirmed that I had pericarditis, which is inflammation of the sac that lines the heart. And with that, there was some extra fluid around the heart as well. They said this is pretty common with lupus. So, yeah, so they said that they were going to be starting me on a higher dose of naproxen, which is an anti-inflammatory, as well as a short course of prednisone. Yay, prednisone. I just lost 10 pounds and now I'm on 30 milligrams of prednisone. Now, they said they were going to put me on the 30 milligrams of prednisone for a week and start tapering me down after that. So I'm hoping I can get off of it quickly before I have a chance to gain a whole bunch of weight. It's going to be hard because prednisone gives you major cravings for junk food and makes you hungry all the time. So that's going to be really hard to keep following my diet when I'm going to be constantly hungry. Not looking forward to that. So they're going to do that, and then the high dose naproxen is going to be for about a week as well, and then they're going to try and get me down to what I was before. They just need to get the inflammation around the heart down. And they're going to see me back on Wednesday morning. I have to go for blood work and another echocardiogram, and then I have to follow up with the internal medicine doctors. And then also I'm probably going to make another appointment with the lupus clinic just to let them know what's going on and for them to follow me with the whole steroid thing and everything like that. I hope I can get a relatively quick appointment with the lupus clinic just because I know that the lupus clinic is only on Tuesdays. So I don't know how easy it'll be for me to get in. I might have to go to my regular rheumatologist even though I'm planning to drop her. I don't know. We'll see. I know that they let her know since she was in the same hospital. But she didn't even come down and see me. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, so then I was in the hospital till a little after 1, I guess, because Alex got there around 9:30, 10 o'clock or something like that. Gave me my underwear and new pajamas, so I changed into those and felt a little bit better. They gave me another kind of anti-nausea medication through my IV, and that seemed to help better than the Gravol. And then they gave me something different. I forget what it was called. It wasn't morphine, but it was a different painkiller that was a little bit tamer on the stomach, and I seemed to tolerate that better, and it did seem to help my chest pains. So I was able to eat lunch. They brought lunch around. And, they had brought breakfast in the morning, but that was when I was still nauseous, so I didn't eat it at that point. But I think it was like around 10 o'clock that I was able to eat the breakfast. and keep it down. It was Rice Krispies. So I had that, and then I did finish my Jello, and they had also brought toast, but I couldn't stomach that for some reason. That didn't settle well with me. So I think it was after, oh yeah, it was after that that I ended up throwing up. I did throw up um, a little bit, and so then they that was when they gave me the other anti-nausea medication through the IV, and then the other painkiller. And so that helped, and then I was able to eat lunch. They brought around soup and a salmon sandwich, and I managed to eat both, so that was good. Um, so they were, so then they came in, I guess it was around 1:30, 1 o'clock, 1:30, to let me know that I could go home. They had already given me my first dose of prednisone a little bit before that, along with the naproxen. They also had given me some Tylenol before I left, said that I could take extra strength Tylenol at home for the chest pain. And they just said that, in a couple of days the chest pain should start to get better. So, yeah, they said that I could go home. I do think that they were trying to say, like, if I wanted to stay a little bit longer until I felt a bit better, I could. But I was starting to feel better, and I felt like, okay, I kept lunch down. The nausea was a little bit better. The chest pain was a little bit better. So we went home. But as soon as I got home, I threw up again. They said that the morphine really does cause a lot of nausea for people, so they just said that it would probably take a good 12 hours, like, to get out of my system and whatnot. So at that point, I just slept on the couch. I figured the couch would be better than the bed since I can be propped up, and that's where I still am. I slept there all night. So yeah, I just basically slept on the couch for a few hours. And then I tried to watch Dexter, like the season premiere of Dexter that Alex downloaded for me. But I think I fell asleep through half of it, so I'm probably going to have to rewatch it. So then I slept more. And Alex went and got my prescriptions filled. And he got some ginger ale and soda crackers for the nausea. So I was just kind of munching on the soda crackers and drinking some ginger ale throughout the day. And then I guess it was by about 9 o'clock I was feeling quite better. I mean, not 100%, but I felt less groggy. My nausea was pretty much gone. And my chest pain was pretty controlled. Like, when I was sleeping on the couch, I was actually able to sleep on my side without any pain, so that was great. So I decided to have some soup. I had tomato soup, and that I seemed to keep that down. And then I had this, like, banana popsicle thing, and I kept that down. So yeah, so then I think I went to bed around 11, and I slept pretty good, considering it's the couch. Usually I don't sleep good on the couch, but I did. I got some good sleep in. Woke up at about 9:30 this morning, and managed to keep breakfast down. I had some oatmeal and Greek yogurt, and I managed to watch some YouTube videos without falling asleep. But I was planning to have a shower before making this video, but I started to doze off during the last YouTube video I was watching. So I was about to take a nap, but I just decided to just make this video and get it out there. And I know this is like a really long video, but I just wanted to let you guys know about everything that I just went through. So that's where I am now. Today was supposed to be me. I was supposed to go to my monthly crop at Michael's, and my plan was to make a pie for dessert and That just didn't happen. So I won't be going to my crop. I'm really sad about that. And my teacher, Roberta, is supposed to be having this huge sale at her house tomorrow because she's moving and she has to get rid of like tons of her craft supplies. And she has border punches and stuff that I really, really want to buy some of because border punches are so expensive and I have none. I have like none at all. And she's selling them for like dirt cheap. So I was really hoping to go to this sale, but I don't know if I'll make it. I mean, I am feeling a lot better, but, and I was considering still going to the crop today, but I'm like, no, I think I need to just rest. The chest pain is still there. It's not as severe. You know, it was yesterday and the day before. I mean, it was toggling anywhere between 8 and a 10 on the scale, but now it's, I'd say about a 3. A couple hours ago it got up to about a 7, but it quickly went away. When it gets really bad, I do take the Tylenol and it seems to help. So that's it. I know this is a really long video and I'm sorry, but there was just a lot to tell you guys. So pericarditis, woohoo! Yeah. So what else is new, right? There's always something with lupus. So basically, I don't know, they didn't really go over my blood work results, but I'm thinking that I must be in a flare. I guess they'll see with my blood work results, but that I take on Wednesday. They'll see if I'm in a flare. You know, I'm assuming I am because I told them I've been having more joint pain than usual just in the last few days. So it's kind of interesting that, you know, I was having this joint pain and now this heart thing. So yeah, but thankfully it's not serious. Apparently pericarditis, like it usually can go away on its own, but when it happens in a person with lupus, they're a little bit more aggressive with it, and so that's why they're treating me this way. And but they're just saying that it should go away and it should be fine. So I'm happy about that. It's not serious, so that's good. But it just sucks that I feel like crap and I can't go to my crop. And I had to miss work yesterday. Yeah, so I'm just hoping that I'll be able to go to work on Monday. I should be able to. But I'm probably going to have to miss work on Wednesday for all those appointments. So that's the only unfortunate thing. Which means I'm probably going to have a lot of hours to make up. Or I'll just miss pay. It might be easier if I just miss the pay. I don't know. Anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video. Yeah, that's it. Oh, also, I just wanted to let Abby know, because I know you watch my videos. I was going to wash up your kit this weekend. I probably still will get that done. I don't know if I'll be able to start reborning him on Monday like I planned, just because of what's going on with my health right now. I'll have to see how I'm feeling. I'm going to try my best to get him started at some point this week, because I really want to work on this kit for you and get him to you. But I've got to make sure that I'm okay too. So I hope you understand, and I will get your kit started soon. All right. See you guys.